I want to start by introducing myself, Maria Barreras. I'm the multilingual coordinator. And here next to me is Angela Jurish. She works at EA Chief. She's a teacher. And I have two wonderful scholars here next to me who we are going to be honoring today and showcasing their achievement. So today, board members, we are here to showcase our scholars who are receiving the Seal of Biliteracy later on tonight. So the Seal of Biliteracy is a distinguished award given to graduating seniors who are bilingual and biliterate in 2 or more languages. These students are multicultural and globally competent. They have the ability to understand their cultural perspective and that of others in their community. They also take action by becoming cultural brokers in their community. They've contributed through to great projects their senior year. So these seniors will receive an official transcript with a seal of biliteracy that communicates their achievement and their multilingualism journey. They will also receive a diploma with an official seal of biliteracy later on tonight. This seal and transcript and diploma communicates to universities and future employers that they have this unique language expertise and that they are multicultural and globally competent. They are ready to compete at a global economy. These students have demonstrated such leadership in their young lives. I am really proud of them. And they will serve as cultural ambassadors wherever life takes them and will represent our district and our community with such honor and grace. We are so proud to showcase them today. So the Seal of Biliteracy is honored and transferable across the nation. There's 23 states in America and the United States that honor and honor the linguistic diversity of our student population, and they have honored these students with the Seal of Biliteracy across the states. Thousands of students have received the Seal of Biliteracy, and today we contribute to that amount by giving the Seal of Biliteracy to 48 students in the school district of Waukesha. We are so proud to be one of the few districts in the state of Wisconsin to be able to do this. This is big and super, super exciting for us as a community and as a school. I'm very proud. So I want to share with you a video that we use to talk to students about the Seal of Biliteracy, to entice them to make a history in our district and pursue the Seal of Biliteracy. So moving forward, today we do our celebration, award ceremony starting at 7 at South. All of you are invited to come and celebrate with us. But before that, I have two scholars here with us that I would like you to meet. We have Yvonne Mendez. She's a distinguished Seal of Biliteracy honoree. She will be receiving the seal for two languages, Spanish and English. This is Yvonne Mendez. And then we have Madeline Rinka, who is be receiving the Distinguished Award as well, and she is receiving it for being bilingual and biliterate in three languages, Spanish, English, and French. Please help me congratulate these two wonderful scholars. If you have any questions for them, they'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
Sure, I have a question. I'd like to ask each one of them, first of all, congratulations. We are also very, very proud of you. There's a lot to say about the opportunities for learning language in our school district. Did you start before middle school in your studies of foreign language? Either one of you can answer that.
Personally, I grew up with Spanish and English.
Okay.
I first learned Spanish, but then I went into a grade school and I had to learn English, obviously. But it started a very difficult process to get there. But after that, a lot of rewards came from it, and I'm really proud of my parents, especially because they enforced that upon me to keep the Spanish, because I'm going into a culture where I'm going to be using English most of the time, but they really said that it would be important for me and reward me later in my future if I kept that Spanish.
So they supported your
They definitely did.
English. Okay,
Yeah.
great. How about you?
I technically went to a Spanish club when I was in elementary school, but my language learning really started in middle school. So I did the wheel like everyone did in middle school, where you tried out different electives. And then in 8th grade, I decided that I wanted to take both French and Spanish, and it is stuck for all 5 years.
So did it come easy for you?
There was a couple goof ups in the beginning where words would change or cognates would get switched around, but now it's not difficult anymore because it's become almost natural to learn both of them at the same time because they really complement each other.
Wow.
But yeah, it hasn't been as hard as you would think it might be to learn them at the same time.
So what kind of a career do you think you are going to find?
I'm actually going into communications, so I will be obviously communicating with people all the time. I'm considering a minor or a double major in international studies, so I'm not exactly sure where I'll end up, but I'm going down to southern Florida for college, so I will be in a lot of Spanish-speaking communities already.
That's
so
right, you will.
yeah.
You will. Well, you can probably go anywhere with the skills that you've gained at this point in your life. It's, it's admirable. Many of us took foreign language in high school and, can't say very much. Hola. Buenos dias.
Well, it's Spanish.
So, any other comments? Yes, Mr. Baumgart.
A comment. A couple months ago, I was visiting over at Rose Glen, and they have this little bit of an international perspective. Madeline, were you there? I'm not picking on you for any reason. Let me finish the rest of the story. I think what's important, because I saw kids with your Seal of Biliteracy there.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking to the, I don't know, 3rd or 4th graders?
Yep.
Was that you?
That was me.
I thought so. Anyway, what a neat idea to bring a high school student in over, and you had a circle of, I don't remember if they were 3rd or 4th graders.
It was 3rd.
3rd
Yep.
graders around you in the room, and you were working with them in French.
Yep.
And, we always talk about getting the kids engaged, and they were engaged.
Yeah,
And for you to be there sharing your the efforts you've put forth in getting to that, and then sharing with the kids, that's like 2 positives right there, then and there, and I was so pleased to see that. I've mentioned it to people elsewhere, so thank you for that, and I'm sure that's other students in the biliteracy, the Seal of Biliteracy group have done the same kind of work. So
Yes, they continue to be ambassadors to our school, from our school, and they're going to continue to represent our school district wherever life takes them. And, you know, that's the beauty about the learning another language and being bicultural and globally competent.
and thank you for that.
You know, research has said that students can get a foreign language best when they're very young. And I wish so much that we could start, you know, really seriously, you know, teaching a foreign language when our students are in elementary school. Because, you know, when you start in middle school, it's a little harder than if you were very, very little. And I've seen some young children, you know, who live in a family with 2 languages, be very verbal in both languages. And I think it's wonderful. Yes.
Thank you, Barbara. I just, Madeline, I think it was you that you talked about your going to South Florida. Now, I know you're just getting the Seal of Biliteracy now, but did these colleges that you're going to know that you are working towards this and offer you scholarships? Did this help you in any way pay for college?
Mine personally did help me. As far as I know, I went and I did an interview for a scholarship, which I ended up getting, and I mentioned that I was in the process of getting the Seal of Biliteracy for both Spanish and French. So it wasn't a specific scholarship for language, but I did bring it up, and she was very impressed and excited by it. So I think that definitely helped on my part.
For Carroll University, which is where I'm going to be going, for my placement test, they kind of looked on the fact that I was going to be going through the process for the Seal of Biliteracy to kind of see the level of Spanish that I was participating in. So that kind of reflected in my placement test for Spanish as well. So.
What did the service projects look like?
So, as mentioned before, my service project was going to Rose Glen Elementary School and teaching French for about 4 separate hours on 4 days to 3rd graders.
Wow.
And I went to Rose Glen, so that was kind of me
Okay.
going
Oh,
back
okay.
to all of my teachers, which was really fun. But the kids reacted so amazingly to the project. They were so excited. I would walk in and they'd be saying bonjour, and they were getting so into it, and it was so exciting to see them, because I remember at my age, like, I was in Spanish club in elementary school, which I think is still offered there, so I wanted to give back with French too. And they were just beyond excited and enthusiastic to be a part of this community and this idea. It was really amazing to just see them wanting to get involved and being excited about it. So.
I think they are.
For me, my service project was actually helping students and parents here at the school district. I was sitting in the bilingual office, and parents would come in with questions, and I would help them communicate with different departments of the school district. So I saw that parents felt a lot more comfortable asking questions, and I was
Sure.
able to help them answer all their questions. And if they had comments to say or concerns or anything, I would help them do that too. So I saw a lot of happy parents and students as well when they had difficulty communicating with employees here at the school district. So.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations to the 2 of you. Also want to thank your families and the staff that have supported you along the way. Obviously, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, at least to this level. Could either the staff or the students, if you have something that comes to mind, mention something that you think was your greatest challenge, or an area that you see that might need a little bit of improvement?
Good question.
I can answer that. I think that being the first year that we were trying to get students to participate in the Seal of Biliteracy and everything that comes with it, all the work behind it. I know we had some great teachers, counselors at South, at North helping us with it. I think in the future it'd be great if we can have the high schools take more of an ownership of the process. And I know that Dee is going to continue, to kind of articulate a process with much more time, so we can have more students participate. But I think just communicating to staff and talking to them about what it is and educating them and, having them support their students at the high schools.
Just very quickly, I want to share a personal experience. Is that okay? In the late 1800s and the early 1900s, many, many, many immigrants came to the United States from European countries, and of course they spoke their native tongue, and my grandparents were among them, and they never did learn English. But my mother, who was, one of their children, they wanted to speak English. They did not want to speak their native tongue. And so I think that learning foreign languages at that time maybe got lost, but I see such a great renewal and such a phenomenal interest in learning foreign languages, and keep it going. It's wonderful. Just wonderful.
Thank you for sharing that.
Just wanted to add one thing.
Yes.
By the way, and speaking of sharing it and getting the schools involved in this, I really liked your video. I thought you did a really nice job on that, and use it.
Yes, we do that. We use it with the students and, of course, with staff, showing the importance and how we are making history, and we're offering students the world. We're preparing them so they can go out there and really compete in this global economy.
That's right. Just one more question. When you go to college, are you going to continue to study language, or do you think you've pretty much learned what there is to learn?
Personally, I will probably continue language. I'm not sure if I want to minor in any languages yet, but my major does require me to continue with languages. I did take the AP French and the AP Spanish test.
Did you?
Yes. And so I have those prerequisites going into college, but they also offer Arabic, which I'm considering taking, so I guess we'll just find out.
Wow. Well, you certainly have a facility for learning languages. That's wonderful.
I personally will be pursuing probably a minor in Spanish in college, but I definitely will be taking more classes to get more informed in those in the class and be really advanced in the language that I'd like to take, which is Spanish. So.
Well, best wishes to you as you start your college career. It's an exciting time of your life. And just know when you walk away from the school district, we're extremely proud of you and your teachers, too, for making all this possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your attention.